Hey guys, Nick here. Welcome back to another Payday 2 video. Today we are going over the Grinder perk deck. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if there's anything that you would change or do differently, leave me down a comment below and I'll absolutely read it. I read every single comment that I receive and see every single one. Besides that, I also want to give a quick shout out to the guys in the Discord, Dreload, Addy, Eccentric Entertainer, Habib's Crib, and I'm sure I'm forgetting others. I always do. There's so many that helped me out with these builds now in the Discord channel, and I really appreciate it. It's a huge blessing for me, and it helps take some of the weight off my back when I'm trying to figure these things out. To be honest, I'm not that great of a Payday player. I just enjoy making these videos and talking and interacting with you guys. So besides that, if you haven't joined the Discord already and you're interested in that kind of thing, it's a really chill Payday server where we talk about builds, we talk about everything to do with Payday and other video games as well as gaming with each other and playing Payday with each other. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, there's a link down in the description below. We'd love to have you there. Besides that, guys, that's it for me. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. How's it going, everybody? My name's Nick. Welcome back to another Payday 2 video, and today I believe is episode 11 or 12. I can never keep up with them all, but I think it's episode 11 of our perk deck series, and today we're going to be going over the perk deck Grinder. So let's go ahead and take a look at the overview of a build that may or may not work for you on Death Sentence, as well as gameplay on Death Sentence, and we'll also take a look at specifically the skills, a little bit of the perk deck, and the weapons that I'll be using to help break things down for you. I would just like to mention, in case nobody knew, the event for the Christmas event is still going on, which allows you to get an extra 15% XP on specific heists, as well as you turn in presents into Almir and he'll give you extra XP and money and things like that. So if you haven't already participated in the event, check it out. There's also exclusive rewards such as a new weapon, there's new suit and hats, there's also a new perk deck called the Copycat perk deck, which I will eventually be going over. It's a very interesting perk deck, has some pros and cons, but today we're not looking at Copycat, we're looking at Grinder. So let's go ahead and take a look at an overview of the build. Of course, with Grinder, you can only use Suit or the Lightweight Ballistic Vest in order to activate Grinder effectively, unless there is a little bit of trickery that you can do with the Armor Kit, but I didn't want to use the Armor Kit, so here's where we're at. So I'll be using the Lightweight Ballistic Vest, the First Aid Kit, the Akimbo Heather Submachine Guns, the Basilisk 3V Grenade Launcher with Viper rounds, or I guess it's more specifically the conversion kit, whatever you want to call it. Molotov cocktails for our throwable, the buzzer for our melee weapon, and as you can see, we have most of our skills allocated into the mastermind tree, with a little bit in technician, enforcer, and ghost, with the least amount in fugitive, and the Grinder perk deck, of course. So let's go ahead and take a look at our skills. Okay, so as far as skills go, I did go over this with myself and tested this multiple times. Unfortunately, Grinder in itself is kind of a difficult perk deck to regulate and keep that health regeneration going comparative to the damage that you're taking. So I did the best that I could. I'm sure there's stuff that I'm missing. I miss every build. There's always something that I'm like, I think this would work, and then people in the comments are like, you're an idiot, that doesn't work. I get that a lot. So of course, as always, let me know down in the comments below what I should change, what you think would be better as far as skills and weapons, etc. I do always appreciate the feedback, especially the ones that don't just absolutely tear into me. Help. Anyways, so let's go over the skills. So, Inspire is weird as this kind of ended up being a random pickup. I ended up going with Inspire Basic just so I can be, if possible, help teammates. So I wanted to have uppers ace regardless. I kind of knew that off the bat, and so I ended up as kind of almost another pickup having painkillers aced in case I went to revive somebody. I wouldn't have too much time if I have a little bit of damage going that's helping me regenerate health with Grinder, as well as an uppers put down. I could definitely get somebody up in time since I'm reviving teammates in about 2.5 seconds instead of 5, and then as well as it helps my teammates with revive with painkillers aced. So we have uppers, painkillers ace, quick fix basic, because I hate putting down that first aid kit, you know, like its normal deployable time. It is a pain. And then we have Force Friendship Basic. We have Confident Ace, Joker Basic, and Partners in Crime Ace. Now, Partners in Crime Ace specifically is having that converted enemy increases your health by 30%. We need extra health when it comes to Grinder. We need much health as we can get, really, because that's what we're trying to focus on, right? So having that converted enemy is really important, and I don't think I showcased that as well in the gameplay, but it is very important. So try and keep as many as you can. Having 2 converted enemies, I think, not only helps regulate that and keep that 30% on, but it also helps with taking some of the fire off of you. So I decided to opt for having Confident Ace. Now, Enforcer tree, we have Resilience Ace because I hate flashbangs, Die Hard Ace because we're specifically running the light armor or the lightweight ballistic vest, Bullseye Basic just to help with a tiny bit of armor regen if we need it, and Shock and Awe Basic with the extra armor recovery rate for you and your crew. This kind of just helps out in general. This was also kind of a pickup. I originally had Shock and Awe Ace, but because I have that grenade launcher, and if you smack with the Basilisk, if you smack a grenade launcher or a grenade specifically into a shield, most of the time they'll get hit and then they'll die pretty quick to the poison, so if it doesn't one-shot them anyways. So I ended up opting for Shock and Awe Basic instead of Ace, but if you're really struggling with shields, go ahead and try Shock and Awe Ace and kind of trade things out, maybe even trade out maybe like Inspire Basic with the Painkillers Ace, or take Painkillers off completely and put it into Shock and Awe. Let me know what you think about that. I also thought about increasing our total armor value by 30% since we're running the lightweight ballistic vest. Now, I will be honest with you, that is something that I did not test. So if you think that's a good idea, let me know. I didn't think that, since we're trying to focus on health more than anything, I didn't think it would be that important to add that extra 30% to our armor. I don't think it's going to do as much, since I believe we only have 70 armor total. So you're only going to get, what is that, like a 15 extra armor, something like that. So I ended up not going with that. Instead, in a weird way, you don't see this very often, I feel like, in builds, but I went with Scavenger Ace. Now, since we're running Akimbo submachine guns and we're running a grenade launcher, which has a total of 8 rounds, I believe, you want to be able, you're going to run out of ammo fast unless you have some kind of avenue in order to regain that ammo. So I went with Scavenger Ace, and I rarely run out of ammo now. It helps a lot, and I think even with Scavenger Basic, it's good and it helps, but I think you have to be careful and switch out a lot, and that's just another thing that you have to worry about. You're already worrying about your health 24/7 when you're playing on Death Sentence and using grinders, so just not having to worry about ammo as much helps a lot. And I think you'll even see me, I play Mall Crasher for the gameplay, so I spend a lot of ammo trying to destroy things, especially my grenade launcher ammo, because it just has a wide AoE. So you'll see me run out of ammo, but I don't really ever struggle with it, and that's because I have Scavenger Ace. It helps a lot. Now, this one is a little bit weird, but I'm happy with it. I went with Steady Grip Basic, Fire Control Ace for extra accuracy, Surefire Ace. This allows us to pierce enemy body armor, but mainly the thing we're looking for is 50 more bullets in the magazine. For SMGs, LMGs, and assault rifles, since we're using SMG Akimbo, this applies. And Body Expertise Ace, this will apply 90% of the bonus headshot damage is permanently applied to hitting enemies on the body. So since we're already piercing enemy armor and now we can hit them on the body, this helps a ton. And since the Heathers, the overall accuracy is pretty good, as well as stability. But this just means that if you're firing from a distance or anything like that, you don't really have to worry too much. You're more than likely going to take them out, especially even with like snipers, things like that. It's really difficult to hit snipers with any kind of, with most Akimbo SMGs, because it's more of like a bullet hose. But this allows you to hit them from a pretty good distance away, and you only have to hit them maybe once or twice, and they'll go down even if you don't headshot. In Ghost, I have Duck and Cover Basic just to help with a little bit sprinting speed as well as stamina regen. I have Inner Pockets Basic. This is just specifically so we can get down to 23 or concealment, you know, to where we're allowed to have low blow ace be applied to have with that 30% crit chance. And then we have optical illusions for less likely to be targeted, and professional ace. I have the SMGs silenced, and originally I had optical illusions ace, but you actually don't end up needing that unless you, for just some reason, just really didn't want inner pockets or something like that. You could spend more points on optical illusions, which doesn't really make sense in my opinion if as all you're really worried about is the concealment. But anyways, so I opted for professional ace. This helps with accuracy for our Akimbo Heathers, as well as stability and snap to zoom speed, which we don't really care about snap to zoom speed that much because you're hip firing Akimbo SMGs almost all day. And then we also have Second Wind Basic, which, you know, you have to apply for this anyways, but Second Wind Basic is actually really nice. Since we only have 70 armor, our armor breaks fairly often, so having that second wind is nice. Fugitive, now since we're running Akimbo weapons, I decided to ace Akimbo to have one, it helps with weapon stability, and then it also increases our ammo capacity by 50%, which is a huge deal with any Akimbo SMG especially. So I felt like this was kind of a need for this build, and then because we're playing on Death Sentence 1 down, I grabbed 9 lives aced. So Grinder's a really interesting perk deck, and one that, to be honest, is really fun to use. I don't know if I'd consider Grinder being death sentence viable. I think it can be, and I'm sure that you guys have better ideas. And I play the gameplays on death sentence, and I survive, but it still struggles. And that's because the amount of health that you're regenning comparative to the amount of damage that you're taking doesn't really equal out, especially on death sentence. But regardless, we're giving it a shot, and you guys can try it out and see for yourself. Now, Grinder, as you can see with this first one, is damaging all. I guess what I should say is all Grinder's about is damaging enemies, and it allows you to regen health points over time comparative to the amount of damage that you're doing. So as we see with this first one, damaging an enemy heals 1 life point every 0.3 seconds for 3 seconds. As we go through the Grinder perk deck, that just keeps getting larger and larger with the amount of health that you're getting back, with the longevity and the time that you're regenning health. But as you can see, something that's really important to note with this first one is this effect stacks but cannot occur more than once every 1.5 seconds, only while wearing the 2-piece suit or lightweight ballistic vest. So if you're wearing anything else, if you're wearing any kind of other armor, it does not work. Now, there is a trick that you can do, and you can look it up for yourself. I'm not going to go over it. There's a trick that you can do with the armor kit deployable. Let's see here. Yeah, or armor bag. Sorry, not the armor kit. The armor bag. And there's a trick where you can virtually trick the game into thinking that you are wearing a lightweight ballistic vest or a suit, and then you can switch your armor into something heavier, and it still works. You can look that up for yourself and see how things work, and I'm not going to go over that unless at this point, unless they patched it. I didn't try it for myself because it's not specifically in the game or how it's supposed to work, so I ended up going with something else just for my own enjoyment, I guess. So we get 20% more health. Now we heal 2 life points every 0.3 seconds for 3 seconds. Now this one, we're going to enemies. Damaging an enemy heals 3 life points, 0.3 seconds for 3 seconds, and our chance to pierce enemy armor increased by 10%. 20% more health, 4 life points, and then this one is 4 life points every 0.3 seconds for 4.2 seconds. Our chance to pierce enemy armor increases by 20%. That's all there really is to Grinder. Keep that damage going, and you'll be fine. So the weapons are a little bit different, but honestly not that crazy, and I think you guys probably aren't that surprised by the weapon choices. So Akimbo, Heather, submachine guns, you can pause here if you want to see all the statistics, but we're going into it anyways. For our barrel extension, I chose the bigger the better suppressor, stability boost, no charm, auto fire custom to help with damage and stability, gadget, we have the compact laser module, speed pull magazine, and the unfolded stock to help with stability. Now, as far as the Basilisk 3V grenade launcher goes, we don't have very many attachments on this, and that's because we have the exclusive set for the Venomous mod. So we don't have any ammunition barrel. Boost, we have concealment boost. If you don't have this, then you're probably going to be above that marker. I think you go up to 26 or something like that, so you kind of need that. Exclusive set, we have the Venomous mod set, which adds several mods, the weapon and visual flare, and some slight stat tweaks. So specifically, you can see we go down in magazine and total ammo. We increase in damage and accuracy, but we go down in concealment. And this allows us to have Viper rounds. So you don't equip the Viper grenade. We now just have the normal, I guess not normal, but you're shooting Viper grenades, right? That's where we're at there. I have the compact laser module on it. Nothing for the receiver. No sight on this bad boy, and no stock. So you really only have 3 attachments that you put on here. And one of them's optional anyways if you don't like lasers, but most people do. So now that you've looked at the weapons, the skills, and the perk deck, let's go ahead and take a look at some Death Sentence gameplay. Alright, here we go. Just kind of a disclaimer, I am going to be doing this video a little bit differently compared to how I normally do. Normally I let people join me so I can at least try and get, kind of show as most accurate of a, of how the build works. I don't know what I'm trying to say half the time, man. So this one I actually will not have any teammates. Mall Crasher goes extremely fast if you have teammates in, just because you can take out all of the enemies or all of the cops and things really quickly. So I decided to opt for not having any teammates so that I can showcase the build a little bit better. Also, I'm doing the event in case you haven't noticed. Ow.
Drop your gun, man! Drop it! Neo! Now tie yourself up, pig!
I can already convert enemies. Not having music is really odd because you don't know sometimes when the heist or the assault is actually beginning. It's really strange, but regardless. Go ahead and toss some poison back up in there while we grab this other gasoline as well as this package. But obviously you can see that we have fast interaction speed, things like that, because we have AI with us, so keep that in mind as we go through.
Get your heads down. They call these snipers. There's a present. Thank you, nice treat.
I wonder if I can do it with Molotovs? No.
Fuck you, you coward shield!
Oops. There we go. So, kind of the main idea is, oh, I don't have converts, which is not surprising. They, security and police will die pretty fast, especially in death sentence.
$20,000 destroyed so far.
I am going to try and go through here and hopefully not die. I died. Ah. I was just wanting to be able to get to a different spot so I could try and get a little bit more things destroyed. So just like with any build, on death sentence, you just got to be careful, right? I'm going to go ahead and get down some uppers here.
50 grand. Is there anything left?
Fuck you, you coward shield!
And because of Scavenger Ace, we are making lots of returns here on ammo.
I took care of that shield, fuck! Got the bloker! You wanna jump?
So there's not much to this build. I don't really have much more to say about it. Hopefully you guys like it. I'm sure there's changes that need to be done to it, so try it out for yourself. See what you would change. I honestly am really happy with my weapon choice. You know, no matter what build I make, I always get people that disagree with me or say that I suck and things like that, which is fine. You know, it's kind of just comes with the territory, and that's honestly just the Payday community half the time. But something I'm really happy with is my weapon choices. I really like it, and I think it has a lot of potential to be good with everything that you want to do with like a grinder build. I think if you have maybe better skills and things of that nature, maybe even shotgun all ace if you wanted to help get rid of shields a little bit more, things like that. Overall, besides that, I'm really happy with it. And as you can see, you have to be very careful. Probably once the helicopter gets here, I'm just gonna run out, but yeah, this isn't really a build that you can just kind of run out and gun as much as you want. You have to be very careful,
You're just gonna leave
especially since we're.
Come on, don't be that guy.
Thank you, Elmer. Especially since you only have like lightweight ballistic vest. One thing I did think about doing is maybe doing Iron Man basic to increase armor value. Let me know what you guys think about that. I ultimately came to the conclusion that it wouldn't have made much of a difference, or maybe not enough of a difference, but I could totally be wrong about that. So just let me know what you think in the comments. Go ahead and get this reloaded. Ow, sniper.
You gotta secure those prisons. I do it, but I'm fucking shit-faced.
Good work, Almir. You're doing great, buddy. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about the presents, to be honest. I just decided to do that because right now with the event you get a plus 15% XP bonus. So even though I'm kind of tired at this point of hearing Almir's voice in gameplay, here we are. Take that extra XP. I also thought about, there is something that I did look into that I don't know if I mentioned it in the skill recap or anything, but one thing that is legitimate is fully loaded ace. Now, you're probably thinking, why would you ever do that? Fully loaded ace, one, we get more ammo, which is nice. Secondly, fully loaded ace allows you to replenish your throwable. The issue is that fully loaded ace is broken. It doesn't fully let you get throwables as often as it says it does, because it says with each ammo box that you pick up, it increases your chances of getting a throwable. And so I thought about using either Viper grenades or Molotovs, and I ultimately went with Molotovs because I already have poison with my grenade launcher. But I think Viper grenades or Molotovs is a good option if you have fully loaded ace. Now there's a mod that allows you, I think it's just called Payday Fixed or something like that, that will fix fully loaded for you. So I thought about doing that, but because I have to have a mod to do that, I ended up not doing that.
I do it, but I'm fucking shit-faced.
Just because, one, I didn't want to go through the trouble of downloading the mod, kind of, and then secondly, you know, maybe some people don't have access to mods, right? Where that's a little bit more difficult for them. So, but at this point, hopefully I've given you at least a little bit of a sneak peek on how this build functions. So I'm gonna make my grand escape and go down in the zone.
Don't feel bad about the cops. They need to learn that Christmas isn't about
Oh, very
giving,
close to next
unless
infinite
you're
level,
us,
but
then it totally is.
anyways, I hope that at least gave you guys a good idea of what you could try for Grinder. I'm sure it's not a perfect build, and I'm sure there's things that you could do that would be better for it, but that's what I came up with, and it's something that I've used in other heists. I just wanted to use Ball Crasher because it was quick. It makes things a little bit easier to at least showcase, in my opinion. But just with any death sentence build going out a bunch in the open, things like that, you might have some trouble you know, surviving. Besides that, that health replenish that you can get from the poison is absolutely phenomenal. So give it a shot for yourself, see what you would change, and let me know down in the comments below. Appreciate you guys checking out the video. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.